Well, it's that time again. Talk about, you know, how Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, or The Grinch. And the reason why we're doing this is because the film is coming back to theaters for its 20.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot.
Wrong-o.
You're
The Grinch! I must stop this Christmas from coming!
Director Ron Howard and producer Brian Grazer invite you
Forgot about the reindeer. Action! Brilliant!
to celebrate the Holiday Classic
Holiday Who be whatty?
Doesn't this seem like a bit much?
in theaters.
This could change my entire outlook on life!
Really?
No.
25th anniversary. Oh god, I'm feeling freaking old. I'm feeling old right now. An old maid. But then again, I'm gonna also say, like, yes, I was born in 92, so it doesn't date me that much. I'm not dated that much, I don't think. So what we're gonna do is, like, say, yeah, this is not a review of the film. If you want to hear me analyze it, like I did it when I analyzed it a little bit when I talked about the, Elf, Home Alone, and also this one as well. And what I'm gonna also say, what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm gonna look at, say, hey, why this film still holds up, and at the same time, how big of a push this film had at the time, because it was pretty big. This was pretty big when it came to, say, hey, it had a huge marketing push for it. Especially at the time, say, you had a really great trailer for it at the time.
Universal Pictures and Imagine Entertainment invite you to experience the magic of the classic story as it comes to life like you've never seen before. In a place where the Christmas spirit is everywhere.
Have the best Christmas ever!
Well, almost everywhere.
Counting down the Christmas clock. Oh, young baseball.
Blast this Christmas music! It's joyful and triumphant.
But I must say, I think at that young age, I don't remember if I ever saw the trailer in theaters, because you have to think of it back in this way. Unless it was say said it was really big, say, hey, Star Wars, Harry Potter, or something like that. You might have seen a TV ad for it, but it wasn't as say trailers, getting out to say the groups to getting out to folks and viewers. It wasn't say, hey, oh hey. Sometimes you'd have to go to the theater, you'd see the poster, if it's something you say, oh hey, that's cool, I remember it because I saw the poster for it or something like that. And when it comes to it, I remember say my friend Haley, she had a magazine that talked about it, and it showed, say some visual images of, say, Jim Carrey as the character and all that, the makeup and all that. And, yeah. I also believe that around the time that I had gotten the opportunity to play the Grinch video game, because it actually had 3 video games. It had one that was for the PlayStation 1, it had one for the N64, I believe, and for the Game Boy Color. Growing up, I played the one for Game Boy Color, But later, as like say over the years, like say when I first started living here in South Carolina, I finally had the opportunity to play the PlayStation 1 version. But, and I even, growing up, I even had a Grinch toy. Like, like a stuffed Grinch. There was like multiple versions of it, so yeah. But, when it comes to the film, I really think that Ron Howard and all the casts and even the writers were able to make a holiday classic. Yes, like say before this film, folks really thought about the 1957 version with Boris Karloff.
And then they'll do something I hate most of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, will stand close together. With Christmas bells ringing, they'll stand hand in hand, and those Who's will start singing.
As the Grinch. And when it comes to this film, like, they were really able to give us a film that, like, say, hey, it works as a holiday classic with its use of humor. Because Jim Carrey is great as the character.
We're gonna die! We're gonna die! I'm going to throw up, and then I'm gonna die!
He does a wonderful job, even though around the time when he was, like, filming it, there had been reports that he was under, like, say, like, he was feeling torture with all the makeup. Like, he, even on Graham Norton, he said, like, say, hey, like, they had to hire a CIA, like, I think it was like CIA agent to help him deal with all the torture of wearing the makeup.
So I was this Grinch sitting eating. Okay, give me a light. and this giant cigarette holder, so the yak hair wouldn't go on fire. And,
The green yak hair.
Yeah, the green yak hair that turned inward and went. It was horrifying.
Wow.
It was horrifying. It was just like, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
And I know some people, like, looking back, like, even, like, say, a few years after the film came out, a lot of folks would, like, look back and say, hey, compared to the cartoon, the animated, the makeup and all that, like, yes, someone could, like, probably say, ooh, the Who's are scary.
Well done, Max.
And all that. And at the same time, like, say, yes, sometimes, around this time, like, say, the makeup, like, when you go from a cartoon to a live action, perhaps sometimes doesn't always work. But I think we've gotten to the point where the makeup for it still holds up. It really does. And as well as these songs from the film. Whether it's like, say, hey, where the song, Taylor Momsen's song, Where Are You Christmas? And yeah, I'm really thinking that, analyzing it though, I'm really thinking that the film has a bit of a, you can still analyze it in a way that still works today. Like, whatever feeling someone had back then can still be felt today. Whether it's like, say, hey, yes, like the character of Cindy Lou Who, she is, she's she's a young child, and she's starting to see, like, hey, Christmas seems to be crazy down here in Whoville. But at the same time, like, as the years have gone by, when you start to get older, you can kind of understand it in a way, in that, like, say, hey, yes, we all love the holidays. We all love, like say giving a gift to someone and seeing that smile on their face. And at the same time, it's is a bit of like say, hey, I guess it's sometimes like we are not in the most, perhaps we're not in the greatest time, I guess. Sometimes like we look back and just like say, is it enough or is it too much in a way? And I really think that some of the gags of the film still work, whether it's like say, hey, the Grinch putting on like say the costumes like say, because he wants to say, hey, I'm going out there.
Oh. That's it, I'm not going.
Yes, no, and all that. Or heck, even the, the Grinch and Max like say, hey, and he's just like, he's trying to do his Ron Howard impression and all that. But at the same time, I also think that the dramaticism they sometimes has in the fact that we learn the Grinch's backstory, in that, he was adopted by some ladies, and that is where he, at first, he was like, saying, Christmas, whatever, and all that, until Martha Mayhew, when he basically becomes, she has the interest for him, and I really do think in the fact that you say, hey, like when he does the shaving sequence, when the Grinch ends up shaving, and I suppose, everyone has those moments of like say, hey, we try our best to like say, hey, we're wanting to impress that friend or that special someone, and then suddenly that always doesn't always work out.
Stupid cribbage! Stupid prank! I hate
Christmas! It was a horrible day when they were so cruel to him. And I could hardly bear it.
And all that. And then suddenly we feel like, say, hey, what was the point and all that? And I feel like, say, hey, if you're watching this right now, like, say, hey. Say it. You matter. You do. I also figured that one thing that also helps this film really work is the costuming, the set design. Like, yes, at times I'll say that, like, the set does seem a bit, like, say, like, dingy and all that, but at the same time, I'll kind of like how the vibes it gives off. But I really do think some of the most creative moments visually is the sequence in which he's stealing Christmas. He's cutting through the floor and all that. It truly is a film that has a ton of moments that you look back at rather fondly. And I'm really quite surprised, yes, I think it is a holiday classic. And at the same time, this film I'm not, actually now I think about it, I'm not surprised. This film actually means a lot to some folks. Heck, there was at one point in which Universal had thought, like, say, hey, we have this, film, let's bring it over to Islands of Adventure or something like that, and like, make a coaster and all that. There was a push at one point. There was. However, that really didn't happen.
Oh, here he comes! Come on! That's it! Get it! Oh! 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 I'm going home! Whoville, everyone! Hooray! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! All right! Bye, suckers! I don't like any of you!
I like you!
I hate you! Come on!
And looking back now, I can see if they were to do that, that could work now. It could work. So, yes, I really think that the Grinch, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, it works as a film on such a wonderful level, as a Christmas classic, as a, its costumes, its makeup, its production design, and like, it sits there along with some of the great films, like, say, Home Alone, Elf, or even, like, or heck, even, like, say, the Christmas Vacation, all that.
Stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
It sits there high. It's on a high place. I also really like Anthony Hopkins' like, say, narration. He does a really good job. I especially love the ending of the film. Like, say, hey, he finally gets accepted by the community after having returned everything, and like, he gets to settle down with Martha Mayhew and carves the roast beast.
And the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast.
Yeah!
So, yeah, I really think this film is a bit of a classic, especially around the holidays. Like, heck, I'll even sometimes watching it, like, when I was in college, I would watch clips of it, like, say, around the holidays, because, this is a film that will get you into the holiday spirit. But, yeah. I really think this is a classic film. I'll see you next time.